I'm 73 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that might stay with you. Pretty much everything you think you know about getting older is a flat-out lie. And the worst part? The people who should have set you straight, your parents, your teachers, society at large. They're either lying to you or they're just as lost as everyone else. See, I spent the first 50 years of my life buying into the same myths you probably believe right now. I thought I had the whole game figured out. I had the career, the house, the respect of my peers, but at 52, something happened that shattered my reality. What I've discovered in the 21 years since has completely reframed how I see life, death, and everything in between. Before I get into it, I need you to understand one thing. I'm not making this video to show off or act like some wise old sage. I'm making this because my clock is ticking, and there are things you need to hear before it's too late. This isn't for me, it's for you. At 52, I had what the doctors call a cardiac event. That's just a fancy way of saying my heart tried to take me out. I was in a meeting arguing over quarterly projections when the room suddenly started spinning. The next thing I remember is waking up in a hospital bed with tubes coming out of my arms and my wife crying in the corner. The doctors told me I was lucky. Lucky? I had just stared my own mortality in the face, and they called it luck. But you know what? They were right. Because lying there in that bed with nothing to do but think, I realized something terrifying. I had been living my entire life on autopilot. I wasn't truly alive. I was just going through the motions. I was checking boxes, meeting everyone else's expectations, and playing the part. And here's what still haunts me. If I had died that day, if my heart had just stopped for good, what would I have actually left behind? A nice house, a retirement account, a list of professional achievements that no one would even remember 5 years from now. Let me call out the biggest lie you're telling yourself right now. I have time. I'll do it later. When I'm older, I'll finally live the life I want. I see people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s saying the exact same things. Once I make more money, I'll be happy. Once I get that promotion, I'll relax. When the kids are grown, I'll travel. When I retire, I'll finally do what I love. Let me save you 50 years of regret with one simple truth. You know why? Because the goalposts always move. You get the promotion, and suddenly you're looking at the next one. You make more money, and suddenly your lifestyle needs even more. You're always chasing something that's just out of reach. And before you know it, you're 70 years old wondering where the hell your life went. I did this. I spent 30 years climbing a ladder only to realize once I got to the top that it was leaning against the wrong wall. And you can't just climb back down and start over. Time doesn't work like that. Here's what no one tells you when you're young. Success is a terrible goal. I say this as someone who checked every box. I made partner. I bought the house. I had the status. But it didn't matter. You hit a goal, you feel great for about 48 hours, and then you're right back to your baseline. Now you need a bigger win, more validation, a higher high. It's a hamster wheel. I had a friend who died 3 years ago at 68. He worked 70-hour weeks his whole life, built a multi-million-dollar business, and never took a real vacation. He kept saying he'd slow down next year. Well, next year came and he had a stroke. At his funeral, his son said, "My father was a successful man, but I barely knew him." Is that the legacy you want? Your regrets won't be about the mistakes you made. They'll be about the things you didn't do. I don't stay up at night thinking about bad business deals. Those don't matter. You know what keeps me awake? The trip to Japan I never took because I was too busy. The relationship with my brother that I let fall apart. The book I always wanted to write but never started. The hours I didn't spend with my kids because I was staying late at the office. Those are the things that eat at you. The missed opportunities, the roads not taken, the love you didn't express, the risks you passed up because you were scared. You think you have unlimited time with the people you love, your parents, your siblings, your friends. You don't. One day, the clock runs out. My father died when I was 45. We had a complicated relationship, and I was always too busy to actually fix it. I thought we'd have time to talk once life calmed down. We never got that chance. A heart attack took him in hours. My biggest regret, all those Sundays I didn't call. All the times I was too tired to go over for dinner. All the little moments I let slip through my fingers. There isn't always a next time. After my heart attack, I burned it all down. I stepped back from work. I started saying no to things that didn't matter, and yes to things I'd been putting off for decades. In these last 21 years, I've learned more about living than I did in the 52 years before. The things that actually matter are embarrassingly simple. Time with the people you love. Work that feels meaningful to you. Experiences over possessions. Creating memories. Being present. I know it sounds like a greeting card. At your age, I would have rolled my eyes and said, "Sure, but I have bills to pay." And you do. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm saying don't sacrifice what's priceless for what's merely expensive. Ask yourself this and be honest. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far? Not would people be impressed by your eulogy, but would you be satisfied? If the answer is no, then what are you waiting for? What are you doing with your time that's so important you're willing to gamble your one precious life on it? I'm 73. I've been lucky with my health since that scare, but every morning I wake up knowing I'm on borrowed time. We all are. But most young people live like they're invincible. They think they have forever. You don't. I have 3 grandkids, and when I look at them, I see the same patterns. They're stressed, they're anxious, they're chasing things that won't make them happy. They're making the same mistakes I did. I try to tell them, I try to share what I've learned, but they don't really listen. Not because they're bad kids, but because they're in the middle of the storm. They can't see the horizon yet. They think their situation is different, that the old rules don't apply. That's why I'm making this. Because maybe, just maybe, if enough people hear this, someone will actually listen. Someone will make a different choice. Someone will avoid the regrets that haunt people my age every single day. You are getting closer to the end every second. No one likes to think about it, but your time is finite. So is the time of everyone you love. Your parents are getting older every day. One day, sooner than you think, they won't be here. Your friends, your spouse, your children, none of this lasts forever. So, what's the plan? Keep putting off that phone call. Keep postponing that trip. Keep telling yourself you'll make time later. Or are you going to wake up today and start living like your time is limited? Because if could talk to my 30-year-old self, I'd say, stop trying to impress people who don't matter. Stop killing yourself for a career that would replace you in a week if you died. Stop putting off joy until someday. Stop waiting for permission to live. Call your parents. Take the trip. Do the thing that scares you. Say no to the obligations that drain you. And say yes to the experiences that fill you up. And most importantly, start now. Not next year. Not after the next project. Not when you have more money. Now. Life will always be messy and complicated, but if you wait, you'll wake up one day and realize you waited your whole life away. I'm 73. If I'm lucky, I've got 10 or 15 years left, and I'm okay with that, because these last 21 years have been the richest of my life. Not because of money, but because I finally started living intentionally. I've seen the places I dreamed of. I've deepened my bonds with my kids. I've chased hobbies I loved. And I've said, I love you more times than I can count. I'm happier now at 73 with less time ahead of me than I was at 30 when I thought I had all the time in the world. That's the irony. When you accept that time is short, you finally start to use it. You stop wasting it. You stop postponing happiness. You have a choice today. You can keep chasing the ghost of success and telling yourself you'll be happy later, or you can wake up. Realize the clock is ticking faster than you think and start the life you've been waiting for right now. I can't make the choice for you, but I can tell you this. You don't want to be 73 looking back, wishing you'd been braver. Don't take 52 years to figure this out. Learn from my mistakes. Live with intention. Prioritize what matters. Stop waiting for someday. Someday is today. It always has been. If this hits home, share it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you're going to do differently. Stick around, because I have more to share and not much time left to say it. The clock is ticking. What are you going to do with yours?